Hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Welcome to life. What are you doing?
I got my foot stuck in my mouth. I
But
got my foot stuck in my mouth again.
so that brings up a good idea.
Oh, that does. How unscripted of us.
Oh no. Let's talk about how to keep your foot out of your mouth.
Roll intro. Oh, wait, we don't have one yet.
Not yet. Next season.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's
I'm gonna keep that clip and find audio that matches that. All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Life Theory Podcast.
we are talking about how to keep your foot out of your mouth.
Yeah, I should have erased that part.
Yeah. The how to keep your foot out of your mouth, because the old foot in mouth disease is a very prevalent disease, especially among men.
Yeah.
For one very specific reason. And I want to thank our commenter Trinity for suggesting this. Is we don't often think before we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And so that can lead to some hilarious but ultimately unprofitable situations.
Yeah, and it's usually not hilarious for us.
Oh,
It's
no.
for whoever else is in the situation.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So we kind of want to break it down. It's pretty simple, but also it kind of surprised me how much the Bible had to say about it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we even got everything.
Oh no,
Not even.
We're scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Just pulling a few out of the many, many things
Mm-hmm.
in the Bible. But the Bible has a lot to say about it. Also, I've had situations where I put my foot in my mouth. But first, actually, let's not get ahead of ourselves. What are we drinking?
We're just going back to the good old raspberry lemonade.
Oh, wait, hold up.
Good old and a drip on the side. And you can't tell now, but the ice cube was not a cube. We have a mold that makes it look like a grenade. It's very fun.
I love that.
So it's like
Yeah.
pretty much that big.
We literally
ice
had a
grenade.
little ice bomb.
Yeah. Now it's just this egg-shaped ice.
It looks like a decalcified turtle shell.
So yeah, raspberry lemonade.
So, thinking before we speak, why is that important?
Well, there's the kind of just basic side of things, and so you don't sound and or feel dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bible actually has a lot to say about it, and I think that's why it's important.
Yeah, because the Bible's crazily, it's specifically don't do that.
Yeah. Yep.
The first we saw a handful. The first one we noticed is one that actually you said you have taken to heart and has actually had a huge influence on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's Proverbs 17. The verse specifically from that I've taken to heart is verse 28, but the verse before it is very prevalent also. And so Proverbs 17:27, he that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. And then verse 28, even a fool when he holdeth his peace is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding. And that's just always been big to me. It's just even if you're not the brightest person out there, even if you maybe don't have all the answers to stuff, if you're just you're quiet, you seem thoughtful, people are like, this guy might, maybe this is a wise guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's just always been in my brain, is just like, maybe you don't know what to say, and or you have something that comes to mind, but no, that's shouldn't say that. You just keep your mouth shut, and there's enough people around you who will say stuff, and there may be somebody else who actually has something worth saying in whatever that situation is, and when you keep your mouth shut, then they got an opportunity to say it, and then now you seem wise for having let them expound upon their knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
and I just thought of that as it was coming out of my mouth.
So, I'm not sure if we're practicing it.
Yeah.
But,
I guess I've been, I've thought this idea through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, another thing, so I started doing this because of a video from a Christian YouTuber that I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
He had it was like 13 rules for a gentleman or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
for like a Christian man. One of the rules, I'm going to be honest, I forgot all the other ones. But there was one that really stuck out to me that I've practiced, which is never be the first one to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave some really good reasons. One, there's usually someone older and wiser in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think about myself as a 22-year-old. Like, for instance, in Sunday school, Pastor Duracek opens Sunday school up after in different areas for comments and questions. And for a while, I would be like the first one to raise my hand. Oh yeah, I'll sing it this, then there's a 60-year-old here and a 70-year-old here, and there's these old guys that like have lived life longer than me, that know more than me, and I'm over here like hogging the stage saying, oh yeah, let me tell you what I think about this and this and this. And maybe I missed the opportunity to hear a actual piece of wisdom and understanding of the Bible that I don't have yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like his first piece of advice. The other one that I didn't even think about until he pointed it out is, if you let everyone else speak, you have now become the most knowledgeable person about that subject.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you already know what you know, but now you know what they know because they told you, and what they know because they told you, and what they know because they told you. And that allows you, once it comes to you, you can give a much more complete answer. Because there's so many times where, because I have a problem with speaking before I think, or trying to like be the first one speaking. There's so many times I'll say, oh, and this is this, and someone else will be like, no. And then because they have something that they knew that I didn't know. And so if you're not the first one to speak, then often you can gain more knowledge and understanding rather than making a fool of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Which fits right into
the next one.
The next verse we have in our little outline.
Little presentation.
Excuse me. Which this is not. There might be other verses in chronological order, but anyway, continuing on. Proverbs 19, verse number 20. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him.
That is like straight up. That's like the closest the psalmist could get to condemn. Sorry, he's not. He is the psalmist, but he's doing Proverbs right now. That's the closest to condemnation you can get without strictly condemning someone.
Wait, did Solomon write any
psalms? I don't know. David was the psalmist for the most part. It was written by other people as well. But
so this is as close as Solomon could get to whatever you
condemning
said,
someone.
Yeah, okay.
Because like a fool is like, there's almost no hope for them.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so you know how like there's no hope for a fool? A dude who thinks before he speaks before he thinks has less hope. It's like, what?
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, so, by the way, smack.
Like, when someone says there's no hope for you, that's what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that's like something that we really need to think about, because like, man, there's been so many times I've said stuff like, okay, understanding the context and who you're talking to, like, oh man, I made a joke. Now this joke on its own, not a great joke. I shouldn't have made it. It had to do with a kissing booth. We're not going to get into the details as far as I'll go. But I made a joke about a kissing booth in front of a pastor. And nobody laughed. No one laughed. Because it was a really dumb joke. And it was a foolish joke. And I had to sit there in that awkwardness as a pastor stared me in the eyes with complete disappointment. And I was just like, oh, this sucks.
I'm so glad I wasn't in that situation.
You would have been laughing.
Oh, yes, I would have been back on going, and I'm glad I wasn't you in that situation.
Oh, yeah. No, it was horrible. And it was 100% my fault, because I made that joke, and then immediately after making it, I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have made that joke. But I just said it. I didn't think about what the joke was. I just said it. And I paid for it in extreme embarrassment.
Yeah. That's rough.
Yeah. In that moment, I felt like I had less hope than a fool. I was just like, you know what, Pastor? You're probably carrying. Just shoot me now. Shoot me right now, please, please. I'm going to the Lord. I'll let Him straighten me out. Like, we're done. Close the curtains. Shut off the lights. Oh, game over.
Yeah.
That was the first day of camp.
Oh.
1 year. This last year.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was awkward.
That's rough.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, don't do what I do.
Yeah.
Think. Because we all think stupid thoughts all the time. And that's like, whatever. You think it, you understand it, you rebuke it if it's bad, and you move on. Right? But that's why you think first, and then speak.
Yeah, I've had that happen multiple times. It's usually when I've gotten tired, it's late at night, things are just not wild, but like, excuse me, just usually in a group of friends, it's just back and forth, just enjoying time, and I'm just like, blah, whatever, you know, and
Get a little too comfortable.
yeah, a little too comfortable. It's definitely, and I'm just like, usually, thankfully, it's worked out where it's been like, okay, that wasn't horrible in the situation, but then later I'm just like, why did I say that? And usually in a situation, that's when I'm just like I said, a little too comfortable, and then everything just kind of sobers back. I'm like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. It checks out. I think we all learn sooner or later, and in stages of like really stupid things you said, and then you get past that, and then you say kind of stupid things, but you're in more serious situations, so it still is kind of really stupid for the situation.
Yeah.
Like, the older I get, the more I'm like, ooh, probably shouldn't have said that.
There's another example of speaking before you think about it, and it doesn't fully fit in with what we're talking about, but I think for me it's what has really helped me to think before I speak. That was when I was younger. I had, like, things are being said or in a conversation, and as something that they said comes up, I think of something in response. And so immediately just trying to give my response right now, right here, and then, so essentially interrupting.
Yep.
And I think what helped me the most with that was we're in Sunday school. I would have been maybe 13, something like that. And I was like, oh, just my usual, I had a thought. I'm going to say it right now because otherwise I'll probably forget that thought. And then my uncle, who's our Sunday school teacher, he's still the teen Sunday school teacher.
Yeah.
He's just like, no. Like, no, wait, let them finish it. But I'll forget, That's, what, maybe you need to. That was one thing he says. Maybe, even though you had that thought, maybe God will let you forget because it was unnecessary. And he's like, the one thing to think in that situation before you speak is to, what I will actually often do is when somebody's talking and I have a response to something they said, but they're kind of in the middle of whatever they're saying, I will, in my mind, I'll pray to God, be like, God, if this is something you want me to say in response, help me to remember once they finish their thought. And if it's not, let me forget what I was going to say. Get to the end of their thought, and if I remember, then I give my response. And if I don't, then I just forget about it. I don't even be like, oh, I thought of something, but I don't remember what. No, it never happened. We continue on. And that's just been, I'm 25, 20, what year is 20? Well, as of the day of this coming out, it'll be 3 days. But as of today, it'll be 5 days. I will be 25. So that was...
He's going to be 25 on Saturday.
Yeah. That was 12 years ago. And that's still very distinct memory in my mind. And that, what's the word? Not philosophy, but that practice, or that
Habit.
yeah. All those, you'll figure out what I'm trying to say, is still with me. That's something that's still a big thing in my mind, is like, you don't have to interrupt when somebody else is talking. You can just, it's literally as simple as asking God to help you remember. And if he doesn't help you to remember, maybe he wanted you to forget.
Yeah. And with that, there also is, there is also, don't try to just make a conversation responding to the thing you heard. Like, that shouldn't be the only part of the conversation, because often people get lost in, all right, I'm waiting until they're done. And then I'm going to say what I want to say. Right? And they're just stuck on that. And what happens when you're stuck on, oh, I have a response to what they said, and that's the only thing you're thinking about, is you often don't care to hear what they actually are saying.
Yeah.
And rather you're just responding to what you think they were saying.
Or you're responding to one part and you miss the rest.
Exactly. And so it's like, if you're having a conversation with someone, listen on purpose. Instead of thinking, how should I respond? Think, what are they trying to say? Well, what do they want me to... what are they trying to say to me? And that will actually change your conversations. It will go from a response, which is basically a debate in disguise, to a conversation where you're trying to exchange information, which is what conversations, they're meant to exchange information and grow like emotions, and so you want that. And if you're interrupting and you're just caring about like, ooh, I got a cool thing to say about that, like you're not gonna really learn.
Yeah. I actually have almost an opposite problem now.
Yeah.
Where I'm totally fine with just letting somebody ramble on, and I'll just think, I'm listening to what they're saying, and then they're like, "So what do you think?" This happens to with me and Ruth a lot. She'll be like, for those who don't know, Ruth is my wife. But yeah, and she enjoys talking, and I'm fine with that. But she'll just be like, "So what do you think?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." "Weren't you listening?" "Yes, I heard everything you said." Yes, I agree." She's like, "No, I want your thoughts." I'm like, "I don't have thoughts."
See, yeah, it checks out. Like that is absolutely that. Like, that's where we're different. Whereas me, I'm literally in real time listening to them and then processing what they're saying. So once they stop talking, I already built a script. I already got what I want to say. But the issue is also, if you're having a very serious conversation where it's like you're talking about complicated things, right? Often, if you just are in the habit of just listening, processing, building a script, then what they say at first might be incongruent with what they say afterwards. And then your script is wrong. And then you have to redo your script. Which is why if you're having a serious conversation, ask way more questions than statements you give. And that's, yeah.
Having a conversation it's often, if you don't know what to say, ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
One more thing. Proverbs. Wait. I believe it's the 25-27. It's talking about the same thing.
I'm pretty sure it is, or very close.
Because this one is... No, it's 10:18 through that last one is supposed to be the last one. Proverbs 10:18 through 21. This talks about one other aspect of thinking before you speak and speaking in a godly way that we haven't covered yet, which is, he that hideth hatred with his lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. The tongue of the just is as choice silver, the heart of the wicked is of little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom.
Yeah.
So this is telling us two very important things. One, if you're gossiping, you are acting wickedly. Because that's exactly what that verse 18 specifically, basically defines what gossip is. And unfortunately, too many friend groups are guilty of it. Hideth hatred with lying lips. So, say, hate you, right? I do, I just don't want to tell him. And we're talking, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're having a good time. It's like, oh man, it's so great to see you, dude. Like, man, it's every time we hang out, I always like it. And then I'm coming over to you guys, and I'm like, oh man, I hate the way he shakes his head. It's so dumb. I don't like his eyes; they're too far apart. I don't like his glasses; they're too square. I don't like his facial hair. It looks too much like mine. I think he's copying me. Like, what in the world? That's like... Now, it's funny out of context.
Yeah.
But in context, it can be extremely hurtful. And it almost always is extremely hurtful.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's talking about that. Like, if you're gossiping, just straight up, you're a fool.
Mm-hmm.
You're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
You're stupid. That's what
Excuse
the Lord says.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second part is, in the multitude, actually it's three things in one. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin. So if you're talking a lot, and you're just doing all the talking, you're talking and talking and talking, and you're not willing to refrain your tongue from anything, you're not willing to decide what you should or shouldn't say, you're going to say something wicked.
Mm-hmm.
It says there wanteth not sin. It's like we don't got to look for sin very hard in a ton of words.
Mm-hmm. If you're the one that's constantly talking and it's going to be easy to say things you shouldn't say.
Yeah, you're going to put your foot in your mouth all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But then he that refraineth his lips is wise, which is the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing is talking about how if you're speaking righteous words, because that's the other thing. It's not enough just to, in thinking before you speak, it's not enough just to refrain from speaking or to not be the first one speaking. But once you do speak, this is part of thinking before you speak. Once you do speak, you need to speak just words and right words. And because if you do, your words are valuable. That's what it says. Your words are valuable. But if you're wicked, your words are worthless.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're righteous, your words are edifying. They are profitable. That says feeds many.
Mm-hmm.
But a fool dies for want of wisdom. He's like, he got no wisdom, so he gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, honestly, this kind of lays it out right here. Everything we've been talking about, the things that you don't have, if you don't think before you speak, the things that you'll get is you'll have lying and hateful speech, because it's all about talk and it's not about what's right. You'll have sin because you can't stop talking and you don't know what you should or shouldn't be saying.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be worthless because you just keep talking and you're not thinking about what is right, what is kind, what is just. We just had the memory verse in was it August? I want to say it was the one we just did.
Yeah. What month are we in?
October.
Yeah.
The one in October, not August.
Last month was October.
Yes, last month was October, in case you guys didn't know. It was, what was the reference?
Philippians 4:8.
Philippians 4:8. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things.
Mm-hmm.
And what you think you're going to say.
Yeah.
So use that for what you're going to say. And of course, you think before you speak.
Mm-hmm.
So you think, does this fit Philippians 4:8? And if it does, then it means you're going to avoid all this stuff from Proverbs 10:18 through 21. Because then it will be good speech. And it won't be vain speech because it'll be profitable.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I want to mention, though, going back to... Oh, snap.
Is
Our iPad turned off. All right. 29:25 is... in thinking before you speak, in not talking too much, in not interrupting, in saying godly things. make sure your motivation and the reason you're speaking or not speaking is for God, not for the people around you.
Yeah.
Because if you start going, oh, I shouldn't speak up because this person doesn't think I should, or they're going to criticize me, or I should say these certain words because otherwise they will think I'm a fool, whether it's true or not. That is dangerous, if you want to.
I will read those verses you were just talking about. It's Proverbs 29:25-27. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked.
So 2 things from that. 1, who you fear matters, and 2, different people have different reactions to the same words. You want to, because what does it mean when it's talking about fear of man brings a snare, and many seek ruler's favor? What are they talking about?
Well, if you're scared, or not scared, but when your focus is on the people around you, that you're going to get tripped up. That's definitely going to be a snare to you. But if you put your trust in the Lord, when you focus on God and what He can do for you and what His opinion of you and what you say or don't say is, that's when you'll be safe.
Yeah, I like that, because it's you'll be safe from that snare. And that snare is, honestly, it's idolatry. It's worship of something other than God. And so it's the idea of, if you put your trust in the Lord, then if someone's like, oh, I can't believe you would say that, or no, we shouldn't talk about that, the answer is, well, the Lord says to talk about it right here. So we should.
Or there's also, on the opposite side of it, it's well, why don't you have anything to say about it? Why don't you have any input on this? It's well, maybe I don't need to.
Yeah. You don't need to get involved in every situation.
Yeah. And the next verse just adds right to it. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment comes from the Lord. It's the same idea, different way of putting it.
Yep. And he emphasizes, okay, you see these people on earth? See these people you're around? They're not going to be judging you. It's not their law that you're supposed to be following.
Yeah.
It's God's. He's judging you.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
So, too many people will compromise God's law, will compromise the truth in order to seek favor of the rulers in their life, the authorities in their life, whether real or perceived. Real rulers, like parents, bosses, partners, or perceived rulers, like leaders of friend groups, the popular guy, the girl that he likes, whatever it is, they will seek the favor of those people and forget that whether they succeed or not has nothing to do with those people. It has to do with God. He's going to judge your actions, and He's going to decide whether you are right or you're wrong.
Yeah.
And so you need to care a lot more what He thinks than what men think.
Yeah.
And then the last part is one I really, this is the last part, and I really want to, I'm really excited about it. Because, oh, no, what happened? No, where did it go? Sorry, it just disappeared on me. The last part I really want to emphasize. An unjust man is an abomination to the just. This we get. This we understand. All right? You see someone that's wicked. You see someone living in sin. You see someone that cares nothing about what God thinks and wants, is okay with hurting people and is okay with doing all sorts of immorality. Us as Christians go, yeah, no, we don't want that. Right? But sometimes I think we forget that the reverse is true.
Yeah.
Because for me as a people pleaser, I just default to, if people are unhappy with me, I'm wrong and I need a change. If people are unhappy with me, I need to do something different. But then the second part of the verse says, and he that is upright is in the way is abomination to the wicked. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So if you are following God, following his will, and you are thinking about what you're saying, and you are speaking good, and you are speaking godly, profitable, lovely words, and people still hate you in their friend group, or people still think ill of you, it could be that they are not walking with God, and they do not want to say lovely things, and they do not like hearing just and right things. So you need to consider. Now, again, if you're the stupid person, admit to being the fool, bite your tongue, and learn how to speak those things which are just and holy. But if you already are speaking what is just and holy, and they still hate you for it, then you need to leave that to God, because it means they're wicked, and they see you as an abomination, because that's how they see Christ.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I did not have high hopes for this, but it turned out pretty great. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah. So, the biggest thing is to keep your foot out of your mouth, is to think before you speak. And one of the biggest ways to know that what you're about to say is going to turn out right is to pray when you think before you speak.
And to make sure that it is aligning with what God wants, not with what men want or with what you want to say, but what God wants. And like you said, maybe God wants you to forget what you were going to say because it was stupid. I don't know. But yeah, just keep that in mind. And then the last thing is leave the results up to God. Because he's the person we serve. He's the one that died on the cross for us. Betty Sue in the friend group that really wants you to join the HOA. I don't know. She didn't die for your sins, so I don't think she's worth serving. All right.
Thank you guys for making it this far.
Yes.
And
if you couldn't tell, we're slightly tired.
Yes. Slightly tired. Maybe fighting a little bit of something.
Yeah, pray for this guy. He's probably going to die in the next couple of days.
Stay tuned for our final episode of the season, November 19th.
And then we're going to have the live show, because, wait, Praise and Pie is what time? Sorry,
That's all different.
Boom, boom. So it's right here. That is when next one?
That's the live episode.
So when should we do it? Because we got to decide now. We got to let the people know. Should we do it directly after church?
Yeah. So the Praise and Pie is the 25th. So
we could add an extra episode.
6:30 to 8. And then about 8:30-ish. I think it's safe to say 9. We could go live. It's late, but
hey, after church, tune in.
Yeah.
We'll be there at the latest at 9. Be there on Wednesday though.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to do it before church. That'd be
3? Oh, I get home at 4.
before. I don't know. I feel like that'd be a little bit rough.
Maybe crunch time.
Yeah, don't want crunch time. So 9 o'clock Wednesday night, November 19th, will be our live episode. It will be the final episode for
Yes.
season 1.
Super excited about it. 9 o'clock. Remember that.
9 o'clock our time, which is Central Time here in the U.S.
So
figure
if
out
you're not on Central Time, get on Central Time. Because it's 9 o'clock, baby. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you guys at the live show. Come with questions. They can be dumb questions. They can be questions about us and our life. We'll probably still have a topic. And they can be questions about the topic as you come up with it. Or they could just be just any questions. Dude, ask us how pigs fly. I'll let you know.
I'll give you a sneak peek. It's called trebuchet.
But come with your questions. Tune in. Love to see you there. And yeah, see you later.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye.